Kendall?
It's ripping me apart, Doctor. What's going on? What is it?
Take it easy. We're doing our very best for you.
I saw him yesterday. The pain had gone off. I thought he had renal colic.
Some nonsense pain in the lower abdomen around the umbilicus, spreading to both groins. I would suggest a dissection of abdominal aortic aneurysm.
All the symptoms point to it. The aneurysm must be leaking. The pain yesterday must have been a minor bleed into the adventitia.
I saw one of these a few weeks ago. Just like buses. I'm afraid it isn't too common at once.
I agree with you, Doctor. We need to operate on him once before he loses too much blood. You prepare this patient for theatre, please, nurse. Try to relax, old chap. Get him with you into theatre, see if we can sort this out. Rest assured, you're in the best possible hands.
How is it?
We're doing our very best for him. But you must be aware he has only a 50-50 chance of coming through.
But he told me yesterday it was a kidney stone.
I'm sorry, that's what I thought at the time.
The condition is very uncommon. I, too, might have made the same diagnosis in Dr Burnett's position.
Would you like me to call your mother?
I'd like to break it to her.
In the meantime, young man, I shall do my very best to save your father. Prepare to release the ties, Dr Burnett. Set up a drip, cross-match 10 units of blood. We don't know what we're going to find when we get there. Dr Massey, if you care to scrub up and assist.
I'd be delighted. Take a seat, Vanessa. What is it, Doctor? What's the matter? Your husband's in the waiting room, is he? Okay, just a moment. You can't be serious, Mr. Fogle. I think it's a stupid idea.
Someone's got to take a stand for the common man.
What appears to be the problem?
I've made a full appraisal of the recent regrettable incident during the discharge of my lawful business in this hospital.
Mr. Fogle has taken the decision to draw his labour.
I beg your pardon. Unless you can guarantee our safety, we shall not be working for you in any capacity.
And Alun agrees with this course of action, does he?
Wholeheartedly. Go on, Alun. Come, go your talk.
You employed the man, Mr. Carnegie?
Only, we've been waiting for so long.
We've been so worried.
Well, your mother left my consultant half an hour ago.
Blood all over their shop. The aorta's ruptured, all right. Let's get the damn thing tied off so we can see what we're doing. Hot packs, please, nurse. Thank you.
She's taken the car. Oh, she was very distressed when she left my consultant. We need to get home as quickly as we can. Well, that's my car. I'll drive you.
Now, I'm afraid that there's no way that you and your wife can have a baby unless you have actually performed the act of reproduction itself. You mean
I don't remember ever being so embarrassed, Doctor.
I'm going to prescribe this for you, okay?
A book.
They stock it in the bookshop in town. Now, I suggest that you have a good read and see if you can put some of the suggestions into practice and allow nature to take its course. Now, if nothing's happened in 6 months, then you should come back and see me, but you don't know. Might even enjoy it.
I couldn't possibly.
One of our parish councillors owns the bookshop. Oh, right. Okay, well then I shall buy a copy for you, and I shall drop it off for you later. How about that?
How's blood going, Doctor?
5 units so far, Mr. Rose.
A bit of damn sight worse. Lucky you didn't bleed to death. Right, let's get this grafting.
Your technique is very idiosyncratic, Mr. Rose.
Compared with whom, Doctor?
My consultant in Manchester. He's reluctant to give me more responsibility.
Always bridesmaid, eh?
Whilst the men get his personal attention.
Something to do with the glass ceiling?
And so it will remain while lady doctors insist on encumbering themselves with husbands and children. Mother's place is in the home, not the operating theatre.
Couldn't agree with you more, Mr. Rose. Marriage and children are firmly off my agenda, I assure you.
How very modern. Dr. Weatherill is a very able surgeon. She's the exception. In my opinion, women in surgery aren't suited. They're far too emotional.
An attitude which appears to be shared by my consultant in Manchester.
So Dr. Massey is considering giving up her ambition to be a top surgeon and joining us out here in the sticks.
You wouldn't regret your decision, my dear. There are worse places to find yourself a husband. I would suggest you join the sailing club. Their dinner dances are usually very well attended. In fact, Mrs. Rose and I could probably effect a few suitable introductions.
She's taken Melanie out.
Get out of the sea.
Can we follow her?
No, not this way. Back up, Doctor. There's a side road. Not out of the woods yet. He's lost a lot of blood. We have to keep an eye on him in case he succumbs to infection.
At least he's got a fighting chance. Kidney stone. I can't believe I missed this.
Well, we live and learn, eh, Doctor? I suppose with your years of surgical experience, you can make the right diagnosis, Dr. Massey.
I think I'd have made the same decision. We're not psychic. We can only go on the symptoms that present themselves.
Well said, my dear. I look forward to enjoying your frequent presence on the wards, should you be appointed.
Over my dead body. Male shows pig. I don't know how John puts up with him.
He's one of the best. He's also an Olympic medalist in winding people up. He respects Jill as much as any other doctor here.
Even so, if I give up my dream now, he's won the battle, along with all the other dinosaurs. And why should I? Just because I'm a woman?
Couldn't agree more.
So, what do you think of the place? Jill, is there something we can talk?
Lucy!
Whoa! Lucy! Whoa!
What the hell do you think you're doing? Mum!
We thought you were going to do something stupid.
After I gave you that bad news.
One last gallop before I hang up my boots. I've been one for giving up, have I? And if I'm going to whip you into shape, it'll stop me feeling sorry for myself. So you're going to keep on coaching me? I'm going to get my girl to the Olympics if it kills me. I'm going to make you proud of me, Mum. Oh, you do already.
You've been through a very serious procedure. You're going to have to give yourself plenty of time to recuperate. Take things easy.
Mum's always on here to do that.
Active man, doctor. I've never sat on my backside and twiddled my thumbs.
He's always on the go. He never stops.
See no reason why you can't go back to work when you're fully recovered. Mr. Rose has completed a graft. It's very unlikely the aneurysm will reoccur. You're lucky to be alive. A few years ago, the outcome wouldn't have been so successful.
Might not have seen my sons grow up. All these years, trying to fill every second. With what? I never even took the time to take a honeymoon with your mother. I always thought there'd be plenty of time for that. You put that right. When you're better. Try and stop me.
I want to be a surgeon, Jill. I'm not going to give it up. We've had such big dreams, didn't we, back at college? What you've got here, your husband, your family, I envy you that. But it's not for me. Oh, yeah. No, well, I suppose I always knew that, really. I couldn't quite envisage you striding across the moors on the weekends in your hiking boots and your cool. And I could be knocking back a cocktail with some dishy young surgeon. Well, then, you go fight the good fight on my behalf as well as your own. I'm counting on you, even if I do end up a wizened old spinster with a medical textbook to accompany. Oh, it's worse fates in life. Oh. You take care of yourself, Jill. Yeah. So, Mr. Fogle has left
matron of the much-vaunted Princess Alexandra Hospital this afternoon. Our conversation was most illuminating.
Was?
Mr. Fogle's endless tall tales were a standing joke. He took liberties with the nursing staff. He also took his men out on strike more often than they were working. And he left the hospital having sued them for damages when he stubbed his toe on a runaway gurney.
But his references were impeccable.
The administrator was so glad to see the back of him, practically what he dictated. In future, Mr. Carnegie, when you're checking references, the shop floor is where you need to go.
Psychedelic or what?
This looks amazing.
Oh, it's giving me a headache.
Who needs to take drugs when you can look at something like that?
Oh, it's like something from a magazine.
Or a horror film. Can I have a fit?
Do I stick it out or give it all up and go home? Go home. You've got a swimming pool, servants, and you can see real lions in your back garden anytime you want.
But I want to prove to Auntie that I'm not just some silly little girl who can't get anything right. Then stop here.
Right. 10 minutes to heat up, then it's fondue time.
Look, if you're that worried about what to do what my dad always did. Toss a coin.
Waffles in the kitchen, please.
This place is really something.
Glad you like it. Cheese and pineapple on a stick.
Ooh, thank you.
Oh, I just think her home was really. We must have seemed way too provincial and too unexciting and too content. Oh, I don't know, it feels like centuries ago. You know, we had these huge dreams and these huge ambitions.
But do you think so? You've settled for something less?
Life just has a funny way of turning out, I suppose. That's all.
Top up. So, tell me, what do you think to my new model look home?
Oh, Lizzie, it's really very striking.
It's an absolute triumph, is it?
About time my dad's taste was dragged kicking and screaming into the 20th century, don't you think? You could lend me a coin, could you?
There you go.
Oh, I shouldn't.
There's no need to worry. I'll see you off second.
Food's ready, come on. In a minute. I toss a coin. Heads, I stay. Tails, I go home.
And what's the score?
Heads. Come on, fondue's up. I bet you're starving.
I quite like it out here, actually.
What are you doing? Hanging around with me when you could be having a good time?
What do you think? It's that I've been about as subtle as a carry-on film. Still, you don't seem to get it. I really like you. If you're not interested, I understand. Just let me know and I'll leave it alone, I promise.
No. You're just difficult. That's all.
There's no rush. I mean, you can take things as slow as you want. If it is what you want. He's no longer interested. You're always my first choice. You know that. If you don't mind neglecting my date, the one I stood on last time. Okay. Oh, it's fine, right?
Says here, you dip your meat in the oil, then when it's cooked, you stick it in the sauce and eat it. Are you sure that's safe?
That's still raw.
Oh, shove it in